Hi everyone, Kate here for another What I've Been Watching video. I want to keep doing these regularly because the ones that I enjoy and love, I want others to know about just on the off chance that they didn't know about them. And this is one that I recommended in my movies to watch in springtime, and that is Ronja, the Robber's Daughter, is a series that is part Studio Ghibli and Amazon Prime made it together. And there is an English version of it, and that's what I watch. And I just find it so lovely for springtime. We only have about 6 episodes left, so it does go through all the seasons, but the springtime parts are the ones that I really love, when Ronja is just running around like a little wild girl in the woods and loving life. I really, really enjoy those parts. And then when my friend Morgan visited, for those of you that saw the very first like cozy things chats that I did, that I think I called it life softening things, Morgan was one of the friends that was in that video, and we had the most fun when she came and visited. And we watched a Russian Netflix film called Silver Skates. It is set in the year 1900, and the cinematography on this is absolutely stunning. And it was a fun coincidence. We had been planning on watching Silver Skates, and then there was a snowstorm. And we weren't even sure for a little bit if Morgan would be okay to drive, but then we thought it wouldn't accumulate much, but it still looked wintry out, so it was a great way to kind of say goodbye to winter, hello to spring. And I have to say though, this is very like edge of your seat watching, and I am much more like, I like a passive, pastoral kind of period drama. So it was good. It was just very, very tense. It's kind of a Romeo and Juliet tale. This young man from the lower classes, and then there's the very like upper class aristocrat leading lady. And yeah, it's very, very beautifully done. And then the next one that I watched that was also in my spring movies video was Mary and the Witch's Flower. And this one is another one that it has more action than I typically will like when I typically want to relax, while I watch something. But I love the animation on this, and it's about Mary who accidentally discovers a school for witchcraft. And it's very interesting. They use a lot of technology and chemistry in their magic. And kind of the adventure that Mary goes on when she accidentally discovers the school. It is really spectacular. And next, a tried and true series, and that is Rosemary and Thyme, about Rosemary Boxer and Laura Thyme, two middle-aged friends who start a landscaping business together, and they travel around to these beautiful, beautiful estates. So you get to see all of these gardens, and they try to fix the gardens, and there always ends up being a murder, coincidentally, where they go. So I really, really do love this series, and I just find it so relaxing. So I've done my rewatch of the first season, so I'm now in season 2. And the next one is a brand new BritBox series, and that is Murder in Provence. And I really, really enjoy this. I have not read the book series that it is based on, but it's set in Provence, and it's a middle-aged couple, and they are not married. They both have been married before and then had really sad endings to their marriages. And so they have kind of, they're very fragile now in this new relationship, but they have a really sweet relationship. And I mean, it's such a beautiful, beautiful location. It is like all British actors, but it's set in Provence. But for the Anglophiles out there, I think you will enjoy it. Then The Electrical Life of Louis Wain, and this was based on the life of Louis Wain, an artist who was kind of towards the end of the Victorian era, beginning of the Edwardian era. And this started off so splendid. It was just so cozy. He lives with a family of 5 sisters, and I just love the beautiful chaos in his household. And then a governess comes, and he falls in love with the governess, played by Claire Foy, and Benedict Cumberbatch plays Louis Wain. But I have to tell you that the second half of this got so incredibly sad. It was so sad, and if you look up his life, you will see why it was sad. So if you really want to cry, watch this. I mean, it's so beautifully shot, and it was just really fascinating to see his life. And yeah, really interesting, but really sad in the end. And the next one that was a lovely surprise, one night when I couldn't sleep, I watched The Electrical Life of Louis Wain, and then I watched The Aeronauts. I remembered vaguely hearing about this when it came out, and I don't know why, I just didn't feel hard-pressed to watch it, but it was so delightful. It was about people who traveled in hot air balloons in the Victorian era and called themselves aeronauts. And so they based this movie, they took a real aeronaut who wrote a book that I really want to read for Victober now. And then there were some real female hot air balloonists, and they paired them together in this movie. And it was just a really lovely story of the good that science can do in the world and how it can make the world a better place, and the sacrifice that some people are willing to make for discoveries in science. So yes, really, really liked it. And then I watched Castle in the Sky. Now, the thing about Studio Ghibli films, I think they kind of are more, what do I want to say, like action-packed than I typically like. Like Kiki's Delivery Service, I just love that one so much. It's very low-key, and that's kind of what I like with movies. I love action-packed books, but movies I like to be kind of calmer. So I did enjoy it, and it was, I mean, it's such beautiful animation. They're just so amazing to watch and behold in front of you. And I found the two main characters, I was just blown away by them. I just find Studio Ghibli kind of characters really fascinating to watch. And then I watched The Railway Children. This is the newer miniseries that came out. And I think this was a bit of like, I didn't know why I didn't love it. I liked it and I thought it was fine, but I just came out feeling like, yeah, it was fine. You know, I didn't feel more gripped by it. So it was charming, and I was kind of bothered that I didn't love it more because it has all of the elements that should it should add up to one that I love. And I think it was pretty well done, but something about it, I don't know, it just didn't pull me in more than it did. And then one that was such a lovely surprise, and I can't remember how I found out about this, but it is from the 80s, and it is called Without a Clue, and it stars Michael Caine as a very bumbling Sherlock Holmes who has been hired by Watson, who is played by Ben Kingsley, and he wrote Holmes as a fictional character and had him solve crimes. And then the public started saying, we want to meet this Holmes, you know, who is he? And so he hires Michael Caine to act like Sherlock Holmes. And it is slapstick. It is just so, so funny. Yeah, so I really, really loved it. And it's on YouTube for now. So hopefully it stays on there. Yeah, so funny. Highly recommend. And then lastly, a really, really charming thing. So if you love cottagecore, life softening, light academia, I read the Bramley Hedge spring story to my boys, and then something clicked and I remembered, oh yes, there's a Bramley Hedge show. So we watched the spring story and we went ahead and watched the summer story, and they are so charming. Claymation, kind of the same era that the Wind in the Willows claymation series came out. Yeah, highly recommend, and really charming and cozy and just all of the things you want on a hard day. Yes, so that is what I have been watching. And I hope that you enjoyed hearing that. And so I'll do another one of these in the next couple months or so. And let me know if you think there's anything that I would enjoy watching. And I will be back with another video soon. Bye.